Hi everyone, this video is for my fascinating People Pick 3 and Pick 4 number series. If you are new here, all I do is when I have a few minutes of spare time, about probably between 2 to 5 times a month, I like to do these videos. And all it is basically I just give you pick 3 and pick 4 numbers to play based on a certain person. So, for an example, in this video, that person is Bruce Lee, who was suggested by one of my viewers, my subscribers, cannot pronounce that. So here we go. Just fair warning, this video will be a little bit longer than my other videos in this series, and there's just, it was because I just couldn't condense it any more than what I already have. So, here we go. Alright, so Bruce Lee, if you're not aware, he was a revered martial artist, director, and actor. And then here are just some, well, I say a few here, but I did write down quite a bit. So, for some reason, hopefully this turns out better on your end, but my camera's being kind of funky. So, hopefully you can see this, but I will read it out just in case you cannot. Alright, so his birth name is not Bruce Lee. It's actually... and I'm going to try to pronounce this. If I'm not pronouncing it correctly, please let me know. But the name is Lee. It's either Jun or Jun, and then Fan or Fane. So it's either Lee Jun Fan or Lee Jun Fane. But let me know if you know how to pronounce that correctly. The name Bruce was actually given to him by a nurse at the hospital where he had been born at. And his family did not actually use the name Bruce very early in his childhood. The site that I looked at, it didn't really go into detail where, like, when he started to use the name Bruce as a first name. If you know, let me know. I actually am curious about that. So, alright, and then Bruce Lee appeared in 20 movies as a child, starting in 1946. And they didn't go into a ton of detail here, again, on this site I was looking at. I don't know if it was in Asia that this happened or if it was in America. So, again, if you do know that, let me know. Alright, so Bruce Lee, he also studied dance, and he won Hong Kong's cha-cha cannot speak today, competition. He would also become known for his poetry, which I did write that down, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why this site included that comment. I know him more from his movies, from his martial art movies, or the couple that he had when he was an adult. But if you know of some of his poetry and where to find it, also let me know that. He also studied martial arts as a teenager. And I wrote early 20s here, but I think it was when he was a teenager that he initially worked as a dance instructor. Alright, and then after he graduated high school, he got a job teaching martial arts. A few years later, he owned his own martial arts studio in Washington State and would eventually move to California and open a couple martial arts studios in that state, in Oakland and Los Angeles. Alright, and then Bruce Lee began to get some celebrity in 1966 and 67, in this series, The Green Hornet. And one thing I wanted to just mention here, for some reason, I thought he had come into popularity like in the 80s and 90s. So I was actually very shocked to see this. I don't know if, for those of you who are his fans, more than I am, obviously, maybe you knew that, but as a very casual fan, I was very surprised, or someone who, not a fan, sorry, as someone who's not as aware of him, I've only maybe seen a couple tidbits of his movies, just playing in the background. So I'm gonna definitely check out the couple of movies that he did have. So, and I'll cover that in just a sec on what those were if you're not aware. All right, and then, okay, so the camera's looking a little bit better here, so hopefully that cleared up for you. All right, and then in 1971, approximately, Lee did not get a major acting role or major lead role because at that time, the movie directors did not believe an Asian man could pull in audiences, and then due to this, Bruce Lee moved to Hong Kong. At the end of 1972, Bruce Lee was a major movie star in Asia due to the movies Fist of Fury and Return of the Dragon. I'm not sure if he made like more than 2 movies. I'm not sure, so let me know that. But it did mention he did direct Return of the Dragon. And then Bruce Lee, he did die relatively young. He died at the age of 32. And then in this article, or in this website I went to, he died of brain edema due to a strange reaction to a prescription painkiller. And then I'm not going to dive into all the conspiracies here. But the site did mention that it may have been, he may have been murdered and all of those things. So if you know more about that, let me know. He was actually pretty interesting. I didn't know a whole lot about him. So thank you, Jimmy. And then also, if you're not too familiar with Bruce Lee, he also had a son, Brandon Lee, who starred in the movie The Crow, which is one of my favorite movies. And then he also died. I forget how old he was, but he was very young as well. And then I'm not going to dive into all of everything about that, but basically, I believe, I may be wrong, that one of his co-stars put a real bullet into one of the prop guns, and then he ended up shooting Brandon Lee, or he or she, I can't remember who it was. Okay, and so that is just a little bit about Bruce Lee. I was going to try to condense it into just a lot shorter than this, but I was just so fascinated by Bruce Lee. So hopefully you hung in there. The pick 3 and pick 4 numbers. Here we go. Okay, so we got pick 3, 020, 940, 127, 720, 197, 940, 032, 193, 167, 953, 271, and 966. For the pick 4, you have 1966, 1973, 1940, 1941, 1953, 1965, 1973, 1967, 1939, 1127, 1946, 1964, and 1969. Alright, so that will do it for this video. If you do have any questions or comments, just let me know in that comment section. And then again, I have been getting a couple questions about what's the what's the best pick 3 or pick 4 numbers to play in your state from these videos, or how to minimize some of these or not minimize, how to eliminate some of these numbers. And the only way, honestly, I know it's a lot, but I did not want to get rid of any winning numbers. And really, the only way to really figure that out is to back test your state. And I do have some older videos in my beginner videos that does cover how to back test and why that's extremely important before you even play these numbers, or not these numbers, any numbers in general, in my opinion. Okay, that is it. Bye.